nearly a month away from a very big deadline. Talking about April 15th, tax day, and asking you the question this morning, how do you feel about filing your taxes in 2015? Here with some pointers on filing and other hot tax topics this year is Matt Pacheco. So good to have you this morning. CPA, right?
Yes.
Financial advisor when it comes to tax advising. This is a big deal for a lot of people, and a lot of people put it off till last minute. And I have to say I'm one of those procrastinators this year. But what are the things people need to remember the most when they're going into tax season?
Well, one thing is to get everything together and know what you qualify for. And a lot of times you're going to need a professional because sometimes, you know, everybody has their own jobs and they get busy doing their own thing. And so that's why you need a professional to be able to tell you what you qualify for and how to reduce your bill. Because ultimately, that's what everybody's concerned with this year, as with every year.
How do I get the refund, right?
How much do I owe? What can I do to reduce that? How can I increase my refund?
Are there secrets to the trade when it comes to getting a bigger refund, or any other way to sort of reduce your tax liability this year?
Well, I wouldn't say there were secrets. You know, I would say the tax code is something like 25 Bibles worth of information.
Yeah, right.
So, it's being well informed. That's really what it is.
And really, I guess not only that, but consulting with people, but not necessarily doing it on your own. And also, if you have questions, talking with folks.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what are some of the things that people need to be aware of this year that have changed? I know one of them is in regard to the Affordable Care Act.
Yes, that is a big one, and that's going to affect a lot of individuals. You know, we have an individual mandate this year, which means that everybody is required to have health insurance. So if you already have health insurance and you kept it for all 12 months, nothing to worry about. Now, if you do not keep health, and if you do not have health insurance, it's available on the exchange. But if you choose not to get it, you will be subject to a penalty this year.
Yeah.
And the other thing that is, if you do choose to get the health insurance on the exchange, there's a credit that you can get to reduce your taxes. Some people get that credit when they first sign up for the health insurance to reduce their out-of-pocket costs. And if you do not get the entire amount there, you can get it when you deduct. When you file your taxes, it will increase your refund.
Interesting. So this may be the point at which you actually do see that credit versus maybe early on in the process.
Well, I think a lot of people have probably already got it, especially a lot of New Mexicans, I believe, who probably have already qualified for that if they got their health insurance on the exchange.
Maybe something just as simple as a question, do you have it or not have it? And that may help, because I think a lot of people may be intimidated by the fact that this may be something they have to deal with on taxes this year. But it could just be a simple question of yes, I have it, or no, I don't at this point.
A lot of things that we have seen has just been a question.
Yeah.
Have you had health insurance all 12 months?
That makes sense. Okay, some other deductions and credits. What are some that are available, especially for working families?
Well, for working families, the daycare credit is a big one. Child dependent care credit, which if you're paying daycare, you can up to $3,000 per child, or up to a total of $6,000 can be used towards that credit. And so if you're working or you're looking for work, you do qualify for that if you're paying daycare credits. That's a big one.
You want to take advantage of that if you can.
Absolutely.
No?
And if a lot of working families also have kids in college, and so there's different education credits for qualifying expenses such as tuition, books, things like that.
A lot of people may be wondering too about local business owners. They've also taken kind of a hit in the last year, maybe economically, but is there a way to reduce their tax burden?
Sure. There is. Actually, the IRS has come out with some pretty taxpayer-friendly regulations this year to help them elect to expense equipment, whereas in prior years they would have had to capitalize it and expense it over several years. They can take it all deduction right now. But something interesting that New Mexico manufacturers can do, and this includes breweries, I know we have a lot of those.
Interesting.
That they qualify as manufacturers, and they can reduce their gross receipts tax deduction on some of their utilities, as well as some different ingredients that go in there.
What are some other things that you want to be aware of when you're filing to kind of wrap up today?
Again, make sure you have everything together, and make sure you're well informed. And if you ask the right questions and talk to the right people and get the right advice to be well informed.
And you're a CPA with Burt & Company CPAs here in Albuquerque. And of course, I'm sure if people have questions, they can come to you.
Absolutely.
Matt Pacheco, so glad to have you today. And of course, we'll have more online, KRQE.com, for folks at home who may be wondering about getting some help with their taxes. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Good luck with tax season. We'll be right back.